Hello and welcome to the Audi A4 2-litre TFSI Ko4 converted. It's got the Ko4 down there. It's a bit dark in here today. I've been moved into the dyno room from the workshop. So let's get a bit of light on this. So we've got a Ko4 Turbo. Unfortunately, he hasn't got the injectors, but we'll still set it up for him today to get as close as I can. It's obviously maxing out these injectors. So let's begin. So first of all, smoke test. Took the intake pipe off, so then look at that first. Get the smoke machine out. A bit harder in here. I've got to go on the old compressor. And then we'll see what this is saying then. So back into. So that's the smoke machine all attached on the power. Minus is there. I was just waiting to see what this says. Usual places normally the PCV pipes. You get the rocker bolt sometimes. This one's got a metal rocker, so it's different. So far so good. It's balancing on there. Just looking at the little ball bouncing away. That normally means there's no leaks. There's no bad leaks anyway. That's pretty good. It's obviously decayed. His sensor's actually here. It's the oxygen sensor. Happy days. Basic setup, Ko4 Turbo. It's got an APR intake. I'm gonna whip one of the plugs out, see what plugs he's got in it. Standard rail sensor, standard injectors, uprated high pressure fuel pump. It's got a decat downpipe, exhaust back. Pretty basic stuff. I'm just going to set it up today. I'm not looking for the figures because he hasn't got the injectors. But we can still get it all set up for him so he can drive it. Gonna check see if the N75 is plugged in. A bit awkward on these to come around the front. Yeah, that's all plugged in. It's just down there. Awesome. So I'm just going to whip one of the plugs out, see what the crack is with that, see what the gap's like, see if I have to remove the other three. And then we'll begin tuning, see what's going on with it. So let's do that. Right, running a Denso plug. Looks like a VK22. Can't quite see the heat temperature on these, so I'm going to have to Google it a little bit. These rocker gaskets started to go around the top, it's getting a bit oily. I've gapped them to 0.7, can't see that, so basically it's 0.7 mil. This is 0.28 in Imperial. So they are gapped, all four are now gapped and ready to go in. So just put them in and then carry on. Right, running a Denso plug. Looks like a VK22. Can't quite see the heat temperature on these, so I'm going to have to Google it a little bit. These rocker gaskets started to go around the top, it's getting a bit oily. I've gapped them to 0.7, can't see that, so basically it's 0.7 mil. This is 0.28 in Imperial. So they are gapped, all four are now gapped and ready to go in. So just put them in and then carry on. A bit of a tech tip. With these spark plugs, once you've gapped them, never just drop them into the hole. Actually place them in with your spark plug, because once you've gapped it, if you drop that into the hole, you can end up tapping the electrode and then end up changing the gap on the plugs, so it's not ideal. Alright, here we go. So we're in the car, check's all done. Just gonna get set up in the car. First of all, extension lead, because MOBDs are a pain to find sometimes, so I always run the extension. It's got a fancy wing mirror, but we'll deal with that. So first of all, VAGCOM. This is the first point of call. Make sure the car's okay. I've got an engine management light, so got to look into that, sort that out. Right, mess here. Going to use B flash on this hopefully, if they've got the stock file. So obviously these are virtual reads, so you can only do it if they have the stock file, otherwise I have to go find it and send it to them and then get them to put it on. So get that on there. So it's going to open up laptop and get started on this one. See if we can make some juice. Right, so we're all on and all in and ready to go. So first of all, let's see what VAGCOM's saying. So I've got fault codes, I need to find out what they are. There's no point starting tuning until you fixed all the other stuff. So you got bank one lamps, oh, so we've only got decat, so that's fine. So that's an easy one. So it's not even a limp mode, shouldn't be. It's too lean, but he has left it in the like kind of outside of the car, so that will be saying it's too lean, not the ideal way of dealing with it. Right, this one being a Med 17 car, I'm actually going to use B flash to log this one. So as I said, like, I don't know which way I'm going to do the videos, but I went through what the tools are and what they're doing, things like that. So this one, will B flash will read and log this vehicle. So I'm going to use it for logging because it's a lot easier to use. You've got a lot more available on that. So as a base run, well, actually first I'm just going to go in, read the car. Now I know it's a B flash. I'm going to read the car and then I'm going to cap the boost. There's no sensors to set up on this one because it's just literally just a Ko4 Turbo with a few bits on. So I'm not looking for maximum power, but I do need to cap the boost first just to give it a run to see how that goes. So let's get this red off. Right, well, this is going to be a fun day. So this particular car or ECU type, I haven't done the Ko4 conversion development for, so kind of tripped in the deep end. I've got a car in the dyno with a Ko4 on, but it's got no fuel changes, so it shouldn't be too hard just to set the boost up so it's somewhere near, obviously without the injectors. So that's just flashing on the base tune now. I've literally just changed the fuel in, took the request to how I'd like it. I've left all the load tables stock just so I can see what the boost does as is, and that's pretty much it for the first run. I've also deleted the cat, so I can run it without it dropping into limp mode for whatever reason. I guess it's been over boosting, but I don't know. So I'm just going to go through that. I'm going to run it up as it is and run B flash for the logs, go over the logs and start bringing the boost in and see how I get on with that, really. So, fun day. Luckily this is the only car in today, I think, apart from the ones I've already got here. So I've got time to have a mess around and see what the crack is with this. So I'll come back to you when it's flashed, because I don't know how long it's going to flash being CMD. So hopefully it's not too long between flashes, and I'll come back to you. Right, we are all in and flashed on. I had to use CMD to flash it. B flash never had the stock file. So cracking on with this now. So I'm all flashed, ready to go. No load. I've built a little map pack just to pull the map apart so I can see what's cracking on. I've set up the fuel in, set up this high pressure fuel pump, set the tables for the request, so I'm alright with that. I'm using B flash to log the car, so I've got all that set up, just waiting for the car to get a little bit warmer. It's a bit cold at the minute. So once that's set up, I'll do the first pull, see what the boost is saying. Might have to go in and change a few tables just to get it to run right, because obviously these have got Ko3 stock, switch to a Ko4, so it makes it a bit more fun. So just going to do a pull now. I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Right, so run one, not so bad really. So running 251 at 291 foot-pound. Get that in the shot. 251, 291 foot-pound. Graph's not amazing, but I didn't really expect it to be on the first run. So log wise, this is my boost request. I'm obviously going to have to request a fair bit of boost up top because this is a Ko4 Turbo. It can pull a lot more than the Ko3. So the top end's going to be very different. So I'm going to change that. Fuel and everything else looks okay. So apart from that, I'm going to go in, I'm going to change a few tables and see if I can get this boost to hold much better. I want to set this around about 3, set for 300 horse, just to get it set up a little bit better. But as I've said, this is a bit of an R&D session because I haven't actually done these ones with a Ko4 Turbo, but I have tuned the Ko4 Turbo quite a lot, so I ain't too fussed, to be honest. As long as I can control the boost, I'm good to go. So I will come back to you in a couple of seconds. I'm going to do some changes and then I'll come back to it and run it again. Alright then, run 2. So I've had a little bit more load, a little bit more torque because these are torque based ECUs being Med 17, so I have to request more torque as well as add more load to make sure the boost matches. So let's see if I can shake this graph up a little bit and get it a little bit smoother, a little bit faster, a little bit more where I want it. So I'm just going to load up the old graph, doing another run. So run 2 is coming up, 2 seconds. So we're not doing too badly. So now running 333 brake and 332 foot-pound at 1.2 bar. Just over, looks like. Yeah, 1.3 bar just clipping, but nice and smooth. And now you can see the boost is a lot better just by those few little changes, just to see where we can go. So I'm up to 27 intake temps, which is good, as it's 12 degrees outside, so only 15-degree change. Wastegate should be still pretty low. Yeah, still got loads of gate left. That's fine. So boost wise, we're looking, so this light blue line is the actual, and the dark grey, bluey line, whatever you want to call it, is the request, and that's pretty much bang on. So I'm quite happy with it so far. I think it's pretty much as good as I'm gonna get. I haven't ramped it in too much, I've held it out more than ramping it in. See, these Audis always give quite weird graphs. Let's have a look. So as you can see, I've made, so this red line here is the old one and this red line's a new one, so I'll give it a good chunk of power up top and torque through the whole rev range. Graph's never very nice in these Med 17 cars for some reason. But that is where I currently am. So for a car that I haven't actually done a Ko4 conversion on yet, I'm not doing too bad. Exhaust temp's pretty good still, 834. We're okay everywhere else. I'm quite happy with that. All I'm going to do is trim up this low area where it comes in, so everywhere between 2000 RPM and 3000 RPM. I'm going to give it a little bit more just to let it come in as it wants. I don't know limp mode there, but it's just holding nice, boost's nice, so I'm quite happy with that. I've only got, so engine torque as well, sorry, I bumped the engine torque up to a good 450 flat. The actual's running just below it anyway with the boost I've gave it, so that's good to go. So again, that's just hits the peak as I want it to, so I'm at 450 Newton meters request, so you can see there, and we're running a good 450 anyway. So it actually goes over at the top, so I could raise that up a little bit, but at the minute I'm good to go. I'm happy with that. Nice, good, nice tune so far. Let's have a word with the guys that I'm finished about booking cars in that I haven't actually done yet. Apart from that, it's alright. I know enough about these to figure it out, so I ain't too fussed. I mean, I'm only on the second run, I'm already at 333 horse. Stock injector, so I'll probably stay there anyway. I'm just going to add pops and bangs for the masses, and then take it for a test drive, because obviously I'm going to need to make sure this drives alright. I've got no fault code for the Lambda, deleted that. So for a start up tune, I'm happy with that. She's made a fair whack of power. She'll be a lot faster than she was. So I'm gonna just fix it up a little bit and do another run and come back to you. So I'll be back. Me being me, I've gone a little bit more just to see if I can make, well, I've gone over all the fuel trims and everything else. I've still got fuel, so can't see any reason why I can't go a little bit more just to see what I can make. So I'll bump the boost up a little bit more, bumped up the torque request just to see where my limits are really, because obviously it's a bit of a development thing, so I might as well see what the crack is and what I can do. So I'm gonna log the trims just to see if they fuck off. Main injection time, misfire, intake camshaft, pretty much give me an overview of everything the engine's doing. Slows down the logs a little bit, but it's worth it. Just gonna go do another run of that. Currently at 336, I did another run between. Bumped off the speed limit because this car flags up overspeed on the dash. So I got rid of that as well. So I'm just gonna save this. So this is currently where we are. So I'm just gonna save that. Put run 3. Right, so repeat. Road, fastest run is that one. Let's move that a little bit. Right, so let's go again. Continue. So I have found the limit, and it's right here at 6,500 RPM. I can come around here. I ran out of fuel. So it's literally okay up until like 6,500 RPM. Boost wise, I was just at 1.5 bar. Get that up. So yeah, just at 1.5 bar boost. And it just went lean here. So I'm at 344 brake. At 360 foot-pound, it's obviously making more of a Ko4 kind of graph as I expect. So unfortunately I can't leave it here. It's going to have to change the injectors. I'm going to have to come back to it at a later date, but that just goes to show that it can work more power. It's just that I've just literally found my limit. So 344 brake on the stock Ko4 injectors is where I am with this. That'll obviously change depending on a lot of factors, how old the injectors are, quality of fuel, how good the pump is, and etc. So at the minute that's where I can, so I'm gonna back it back. I'll probably go in between the two maybe, or just knock it back to 330 brake and leave it there. So that's the end of that session. So if you enjoyed that little video of me battling through a Med 17 Ko4 converted car. Obviously it doesn't matter what turbo's on the car, as long as you understand how to set the turbo up and everything else around it, fuel and such, and that you can log it. Logging's important. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you want to be part of the videos, if you want to be, you know, on some of these tuning sessions with me, I also offer training via Zoom, or you can come in with me and sit in the car with me here at Mallory. So if you're interested in that, there's my links in the YouTube bit for where you can go and find me and whatever else. So good to hear from you. And also, if you like me to do any videos, any further videos or anything a bit more in depth or whatever else, let me know in the comment section below. So that's it. So thanks guys.